first moments I remember where I really just like enjoying music was my dad had a 1972 Monte Carlo, um, and he used to every now and again he used to let me ride with him on the weekends, and we used to just kind of ride out and listen to like the Beatles and stuff like that. And I remember those times being really nice. You know, just listening to music in the car with my family. Um, my mom used to have these tapes called East Side Stories, and they were like kind of like cholo oldies. I had to diminish it to cholo oldies. I wouldn't necessarily call it cholo oldies. I guess it was like 50s and 60s doo-wop soul that spoke to like Latino culture in Los Angeles at the time. Yeah. So I remember a lot of stuff like that. Listening to the radio, making these fake, weak-ass mixtapes. Excuse me. What else? And then my dad got me two Jimi Hendrix joints, and that kind of messed me up. You know, that did it for me. I was 11 years old. My dad told me, if you learn this song on the guitar, I'll teach you another one tomorrow. And the song was called Wahida by Carlos Santana. It's just the bass line, the intro bass line. And I learned it. And he was doing another song all the time. He wanted to be a bass player, but he played guitar. So he would emulate. I mean, he would do songs on the guitar, like just playing the first four top strings. And he did another song. I can't remember which one it was, but I learned that one too the same day. And he came home, and I was like, Dad, I learned a joint. And he was like, what? That's crazy. And I was like, but hold up, I learned the other one too. And he was like, okay, we're gonna get you a bass. And then, so I don't know how he did it because we didn't have a lot of money, but about a week or two later, I had a bass. You know? It was a White's. It was short scale bass. The brand was Kingston, and I'm pretty sure it was super cheap, but to me it was like everything to me. You know what I mean? So he took me to church that weekend, and he told the music director to teach my son how to play the bass. And I took lessons for a month, and the last Sunday of that month, we had a pretty big church, and he put a chair in the front of the church, and he said, sit down and play. And I was like, I know two songs. He was like, you know two songs, you know all the church songs. And he wasn't lying, you know what I mean? So I learned the hard way, you know what I mean? Just by experience. You know? Experience the best teacher. I think it was weird because growing up in California, I was really influenced by East Coast hip hop. So I think there was a direct distinction of hip hop people and gang members in California. And although I love like Dr. Dre and I love Snoop and DJ Quick, stuff like that, I love that stuff, but I was the furthest thing from those things. You know, I grew up with in a musical environment at church every week, and something about East Coast hip hop just kind of spoke to me more. They used a lot of jazz loops. There was so much that it just sounded more musical to me. I say that and immediately contradict myself because when I heard like stuff like The Chronic and stuff like that was funky, you know what I mean? But something about like the jazz notes and the samples and stuff like that spoke to me when it came to East Coast hip hop. So to answer your question, I was just trying to find myself in this world that was kind of untapped with people that I knew or whatnot. So I don't know if that's a direct answer, but
it is.
I just connected with the jazz and stuff like that. When I left Los Angeles, my wife and I, we moved to Alabama. I was completely discouraged with music. Honestly, I had no intent of making music. I moved out here and slowly started going to Charlemagne Records, started going to different places, and I was trying to fight it. I say I was leaving music alone, but the one thing I did bring with me in my actual backpack was my SP303. And I brought that with me. So slowly and surely, I started making music, and I don't know, it's something about this town. Just walking around in the beginning, not just taking public transportation, and just kind of seeing the direct like change in the environment was interesting to me, and it was different, and it just kind of spoke to me. And I think from there, I just got hungry, and I wanted to do something different. And to be honest with you, the way this town embraced me, it just put the battery in my back, you know what I mean, to be honest. And I haven't stopped since. Absolutely, man. Talking about how Alabama shaped my music taste, I immediately started working with Club Monster, was just made me feel like I can actually be a part of this music, I guess, industry or machine or whatnot. And then I got to work with Jasmine Garfield, and honestly, after I worked with her, I was like, okay, I can do this. I felt very empowered, and I felt like we're actually making music that I want to listen to as well. Met with Lovemore, and her and we have a great chemistry, and musically, I feel like we always just kind of, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like we knock it out the park. You know what I mean? So there are tons of artists in the city that are incredible, and shout out to my guy right there. Tons of artists in the city who are incredible, and I'm inspired by a lot of people, man. So shout out to the beat scene out here. There's a lot of incredible producers, musicians, artists, singers, rappers. I mean, this city's so full of talent, man. Like I'm constantly being inspired. I'm constantly looking for ways to reinvent my own stuff, just based on what I hear all the time. I just feel like music, everything about music should be about a feeling, you know what I mean? So music should inspire you and inspires everyone in every type of way. There's music that makes you feel somber. There's music that makes you want to dance, you know what I mean? There's music that just makes you want to be upset sometimes, you know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of artists who are politically charged, and there's a lot of artists who make you just want to say fuck it. I just want to dance, and I want to forget about everything that I read about in the news this week or whatnot. I have a story that I've told before, but my sister and I were sitting in a car one night, and we were sitting outside of a hospital, California hospital in LA, downtown LA, and my dad was really sick, and we knew he wasn't gonna make it, and we were sitting in a car, to be exact, and we were smoking a blunt. She was handing me a blunt, and she passed it to me, and we were sitting there talking, and just sobbing because it was something real difficult, obviously. And I remember the radio was on, and it was on really light, but Going Back to Kelly came on by Biggie Smalls, and I didn't even think nothing about it. And she hands me the blunt, and she's crying, but she turned the music all the way up, and she opens the car door, jumps out, and just starts dancing in the parking lot. And I'm like, that's music, that's powerful, and she is so free, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what music is about, you know what I'm saying? It's about, like, forgetting everything you're going through and just kind of surrendering yourself to a sound or an emotion, a feeling, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about. Once again, my name is Suaze from Birmingham, Alabama. If you want to check me out, you can just hit me up on Instagram at Suaze One, SUAZEONE. I do a show every Sunday on substrateradio.com. It's called Pastime Paradise. And if you see me around town, say what's up, dap me up. It's all love. I ain't got nothing but love for the city, so I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me. Peace.